She. Today we're going to be talking about compassion. And why is compassion so hard for people to do or to know what it is? I came across a quote when I was studying about compassion from the Dalai Lama. And it goes like this: if you want others to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. So, in other words, get to it, practice it. Our interactions with others ultimately fills us with a joy like no other. I know that when I do something for somebody, or if I know that somebody has gone through a hard time, I immediately am filled with compassion, and I want to try and help that person. What can I do? What can I do for that person? Compassion is just a concern for others or the suffering of others. You see their situation and you want to help them in any way possible. Let's go to the Bible and let's see what the Bible has to say about compassion. First verse, Isaiah 49:10. They will not hunger or thirst, the scorching heat or the sun will not strike them, for their compassionate one will guide them. That's talking about God, and lead them to the springs of water. And I also like what verse 13 says. Shout for joy, you heavens, earth rejoice. Mountains break into joyful shouts, for the Lord has comforted his people and will have compassion on his afflicted ones. So even though our situation is not one that we are shouting for joy, it says the Lord has comfort. For the Lord has comforted his people on his afflicted ones. So if you're going through a hard time, he's going to give us comfort to make it through. He's going to have compassion on us. Let's go to another verse, Psalm 145, 8 through 9. The Lord is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and great in faithful love. The Lord is good to everyone. His compassion rests on all he has made. So this is letting me know God's covenant love toward his people. God extends to all his creatures common grace. The concept is contrasted with God's particular grace extended to his people. His compassion rests on all he has made. God's covenant love toward us and his people. And one more from Mark 6:34. So as he stepped ashore, he saw a huge crowd and had compassion on them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. Then he began to teach them many things. And this is right before he feeds the 5,000, when Jesus comes ashore with the apostles. Already when he got out of the boat, he had compassion for the people there waiting on them. That to me tells me that he's a loving God, that he loves us, and even though we are not perfect and we go through things and we go through hurts, he has compassion on us. He is there to love on us. He is there to tell us the way. And I love that verse. Are you sharing your love with those around you, or are you hesitant to share that love of Christ? Maybe you're not willing, or maybe you haven't been made aware that you're feeling this way. You know, I have some really good advice on how you can get a compassionate heart. Ask God to show you if you're compassionate. Pray about it. There's nothing better than to be able to help someone that's in need, to lift up someone who is down, going through pain, hurting. Loving on another person who's distraught, who does not have hope. You never know what that person beside you, or that person that you come across in the crowd, you never know what they're going through. You never know what they may need at that specific moment, what they need to hear from someone. Maybe it's just that I'm here for you. You want to talk? Let's talk. Or maybe it's just, I love you. They just want to know that somebody is there for them. And I find myself praying, Lord, I want to be a compassionate person. I think I'm a compassionate person. I mean, I don't know. I guess I am. But I want to be more of a compassionate person. I want to do more things for him. I want to be made aware of things happening around me and people's situation so that I can help and love on them and pray on them and be encouraging to them. Because that's what we are. That's what we're supposed to be, is an encouragement to one another. So I leave you with that thought. Are you a compassionate person? Good morning, and we are back with She today, and we have a special guest, Ashley Griffin.
Hi.
And she's going to be sharing with us a review on a book. And before we get to that, we are outside, as you can see. We're in nature. And I have lost power in my house, so we were literally getting ready to start, and the power went completely off. So we had to quickly come outside, which is originally where I wanted to shoot, but it's kind of muggy and cloudy. The sun's coming in and out, so we ended up out here. So anyways, we made it work. Today we're going to be talking about a book, like I said, and it is called Daring to Hope, and it is from Katie Davis Majors, and this is her second book. And Ashley was really excited to come and share about this book. She loved it. So she's going to kind of give us a little summary about it.
Well, Katie's first book, Kisses from Katie, was really about her move to Uganda, her journey to adopt her 13 girls, and just about her life and how God completely uprooted her and moved her there, and his miraculous provision for her life. So her second book, however, Daring to Hope, is really about the other side of life, the hard stuff that we don't really like to talk about most of the time. We kind of like to hide it and tuck it away and talk about the fun, beautiful things. But this is about the hard things, and it's been she's went through a lot. It talks about her grief of losing people that she's fallen in love with, and her journey to try to see them healed and believe in God even when that healing doesn't come.
And let's just put a note, she's raising 13 girls.
13.
So
yes.
These are not her own, her biological children. She's adopted these girls from Uganda. And can we just pause and just think about that for a second? Like 13 girls, like I have 3, you have 4.
Right.
Our house, we can agree to say it's chaos.
Chaos, yes.
I cannot imagine 13 girls, hormonal, from all ages. Like, I'm just having a panic attack thinking about it. So,
and cooking for that many people, cooking for 14 every night.
And she just had a baby of her.
Yes, she recently got married and then had a biological son, so they have a son now. So yes, they have a family of, what does that make? 16. They have a family of 16.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Well, that's awesome. So tell us a little bit about this book. How did it impact you? How do you think people can relate to this book?
You think she moved to Uganda at 18. How am I going to relate to that at all? But really, this book, she talks about real life struggles. She talks about motherhood. She talks about missions work. She talks about grief and death and dying and like I said, hard places, and I think we can all relate to that. We can all relate to that. Your episode last week was so encouraging to me, hearing Dawn's testimony of the things that she went through, and you said something at one point that we all go through stuff. You might not have went through it yet, but you will. Before life is over with, you're going to go through a hard place, and this has been encouraging in my hard places. I've recently went through several situations in my life where I was grieving and having to go through a process of trusting God and believing that He's faithful and asking Him hard questions like, are you really there? Are you really helping me? Do all these things really work out for good? And in a time where I was going through so many things, and I still have some questions, obviously, because that's just life.
And that's normal too.
It is normal. You know? It is normal. We like to hide it, but it's normal. And this book helped me process through a lot of those things because it was almost like reading a very personal journal of hers in her prayers with the Lord and crying on the bathroom floor, which we don't, think about those other people doing
And
that.
I feel like when we hear stories like that of other people going through it, this is why I love She, because I love to have people
Right.
share different situations and stories. When you hear and read about stories like this, I feel like it gives you hope. Like,
Yes.
I am not alone. I can do this. As a mother, as a
Right.
wife, we question ourselves so many times. We question ourselves: are we doing things right? It's not like somebody
Right.
hands you a guidebook and says, "Here you go. Here's all you need to know about life."
Right.
I mean, truly, we walk by faith. We walk in trust,
Right.
and to hear somebody else going through a difficult time, I think that brings us like, okay, it's all right.
Right.
It doesn't have to be
If she
perfect.
can get through that, I can get through that. It's encouraging.
Yes.
It's encouraging.
Yes,
And
I love
uplifting.
that. So tell us, why would you recommend this book? Why should we get Daring to Hope and read it?
Well, I think for a variety of reasons. If you love missions work, you're going to love this because it talks about her life in Uganda and ministering to the tribes there and how she, the struggles with that, and the progress that she's made with them. If you're a mother, you're going to appreciate this book because she's a mother to 14 children, which is not something most of us can say. So motherhood, she talks about that. And then also, if you're going through some hard places right now, or if you're struggling, or if you're dealing with grief and just those emotions that come with all of that, this is really an encouraging book. It helped me really process in a healthy way, and I think it would help if you're going through that too.
So I do know a lot of people who are going through grief right now and through loss, and sometimes I'm just like, you just don't know what to say during those times.
Right.
And putting this book in their hands
Right.
might help them process what they're going through,
Right.
or help them say, you know what, I'm okay. If I feel this way, it's okay to feel this way. So I'm encouraged to know that I can tell somebody about this book.
Yes.
If they're going through a hard time.
Right.
So obviously the title is Daring to Hope. So what would you say to somebody who is clinging on right now at this moment? They're clinging on to just anything, to a little bit of hope or a little
Right.
bit of faith, and they're waiting on God to move
Right.
in their life. What would you say, now that you've read this book, what's something that you can say to them?
I would say keep clinging, keep leaning into God, and keep pressing in, and don't let go. It's so easy to feel like we want to shut Him out, or we want to turn away, or we don't want to read the Word right now because we're hurting so bad, or we don't want to pray because you're not getting the answers you really want. But I would say keep pressing in. It's okay to ask hard questions. It's okay to let God know your hurt feelings because He loves you. He loves you, and He wants that relationship with you. So I would say keep pressing in. And then I love this quote from the book. It is, maybe courage is trusting when we don't know what is next, leaning into the hard and knowing it will be hard, but more, God will be near to us. He'll be near. So we're going to have those hard places, but God will be with us.
And I feel like that's just what we need to know, that, it's hard. Things are hard. We face hard times, hard seasons, but God is with us.
Right.
And I hope that that's just encouraging to know that you're not alone, that God is walking with you and through it.
Yes.
Also, this weekend, we have a very special event happening. And that's why we are wearing these shirts. As you can see, she's got the Abolish Slavery, and I've got my Freedom shirt on. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that? What's happening?
Sure. This Saturday at our church, Fort Mill Church of God, we're going to be hosting the 821's Walk for Freedom. We are just taking a stand against slavery and saying no more. No more. That human trafficking is not okay. And we want to do something about it. So we're going to walk silently through the streets of Fort Mill and just try to bring attention to a very serious situation that needs to end.
That's right. So you still have time to sign up.
Yes.
Go to fmcog.com and sign up under the A21, Abolish Slavery, and this is a walk for human trafficking. So
right. And if you don't sign up by tomorrow, you can just register in person that day on Saturday.
Awesome.
It begins.
So it's not too late.
No, it's not too late. Just be there at 9 o'clock Saturday morning.
Okay. And also we're going to be doing a giveaway, a book giveaway from Daring to Hope.
Yes.
You hit like and share our video from today. We will pick a winner, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the book just as much as Ashley did, and I will be reading it too. So exciting. All right, well, thank you so much, Ashley,
for
coming
having
today
me.
and
so
coming
fun.
to share. Yes. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Welcome to Top Shops. I got 2 things I want to share with you today. First is my lipstick. I always get compliments every time I wear this lipstick everywhere I go. People are like, what do you have on? It is by NARS. It is a velvet lip pencil. The color is called Dragon Girl. I'm not even kidding. I have bought this 3 times because I've lost it twice. So it is definitely my favorite, one of my favorite reds that I use. And I've lost it, but I know that I keep going back and buying it because it's my favorite. So you can find it at Ulta or Sephora. Get you one. They got tons of different colors. The second thing I want to talk about is, obviously Thanksgiving is coming up, and a lot of you are going to be having family over or friends over. I know I am hosting something here at my house in November, and I got these cute plates. I think they're from TJ Maxx, and y'all, if I told you what I paid for them, you'd die. It was like $4.99, I think, or $3.99. And you can put them around your table for decoration and put food on them. I mean, they're so cute. I love it. I'm obsessed. I can't wait.
All right, testing.
Testing.
3, 2, 1. You're good.
All right, here we go. Ready? Yep. All right. So thank you for joining us today on this episode of She. Or should I say Motion? I hate this. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I'll have to look for that one because I didn't like that one. Mark 6:34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So that has nothing, doesn't say anything about compassion. Okay. Why did I write that down? Am I in the right scripture? Oh, I'm in Matthew. It's in Mark.
Go get my phone and get it because I didn't write it down.
It's fine. We'll just pause.
Let's just pause. 1 second.
The lighting okay? The sun's kind of cray-cray.
The sun is like all in my eyes.
Oh, cray-cray. Like the sun hadn't even been out at all. We decide to come out here and the sun comes out. Like, I just can't get a break. Power's out, sun's out.
Okay. All right. I'm going to read it.
Okay.
God, if I can see. I love this quote from her book. It says,